What's up, YouTube? Twisted Haunts here, and I've got another great match for you guys today against a friend of mine. And the link to his channel will be in the description if you want to go check him out. So this was a really close match, and for this match, I will be leading off with my Tentacruel, and he will be leading off with his Victini. So yeah, he goes for the final Gambit, quickly taking out both Pokemon. So the game is quickly tied 5-5, and this doesn't really matter. I mean, I didn't get to set up my toxic spikes, but there's still a lot left of this game, so you never know what could happen. So now he's gonna send out his Latios, and I'm gonna send out my Gengar. And then when he sees the Gengar, he switches out again into his Dusclops. I don't know why. I think he was just looking for a super effective move or something. But I just go for the trick to get rid of my Choice Scarf, and I get the Evolite. That's not really useful, but at least I got rid of my Choice Scarf. So he goes for the Will-O-Wisp now to get a burn on me. And then he switches out again. And he switches out into his Dragonite. And I go for the Shadow Ball, but it's not very effective. So now I just go for the trick to get his leftovers, and I do. So I get the leftovers, and he gets the Evolite. So he went for a Dragon Dance. I don't know why he did. I think he's just trying to set up on me right now, but I'm just going to switch out, and I'm going to switch out into my Snorlax, because my Snorlax has Whirlwind, and I can probably get rid of his Dragonite. So he goes for another Dragon Dance. So he has quite a few Dragon Dances up already, but that's not gonna matter because I do go for Whirlwind, and I make him switch out, and now he switches back into his Latios, and he goes for the Draco Meteor, and he gets me down to 187 HP. So that did a lot of damage, but I go for the Body Slam, and I get him down to almost half HP. So he goes for another Draco Meteor, trying to kill me, but I survive with 36 HP, which is good. So now I just go for the rest to get my HP back up to full, and I do. And I think he switches out here. I think he switches out, so yeah, he switches out into his Tentacruel. And I go for the Sleep Talk, and I get another Whirlwind on him. So now I make him switch back out. I make him switch back out into his Latios, and he goes for the Dragon Pulse this time. And it doesn't do as much as Draco Meteor did, but I just go for the Sleep Talk, and I make him switch out again. So now he's gonna get switched out into another Pokemon, and I'm just gonna stay switched into my Snorlax, because my Snorlax is really good, and it's almost like a wall. It can take anything. So now he goes for the Earthquake, and I wake up, I go for the Body Slam, and I get him down to half of his HP. So now he just keeps spamming Earthquake, trying to kill me, but I managed to hang in there with 10 HP. I go for the rest, which is really good. I'm glad my Snorlax didn't faint there, so now I'm back to full HP again. So now I'm just stalling him really badly. So he goes for another Earthquake, and I go for another Sleep Talk, and I get another rest, but it fails because I'm asleep. So that was pretty much a waste of a turn right there. So he goes for another Earthquake, trying to get more damage on me, but I just go for another Sleep Talk, and I get rest again. So 2 rests in a row, and they both failed, so that kind of sucks. So he goes for another Earthquake. He's just spamming Earthquake like crazy, and this time I survive with more HP. So I go for another rest, and my HP is back to full again. So this pretty much goes on for like 10 to 15 turns. So yeah. So I go for another Sleep Talk, and I think, yeah, this time I got Body Slam, which is really good because rest was getting really annoying. And I take him out one hit. I thought he was going to survive that, but I managed to take him out. So now he's gonna switch into his Latios again, and he goes for another Draco Meteor, which is really powerful. And I think, yeah, he got a critical hit here, so he takes out my Snorlax. So I just switch back into my Gengar, and he switches out again. He switches into his Tentacruel again, and I just go for the Shadow Ball. Or I went for the Shadow Ball, but it didn't do a lot of damage. So I'm hurt by Burn, and I switch out because my Gengar is not good against his Tentacruel. So I switch out into my Glaceon, and he goes for the Hex. And it doesn't do much. It's not very effective, I think. So I go for the Hidden Power because it's Hidden Power ground, and it's super effective. And I take a lot of damage. Well, actually, no, I did a lot of damage to him. And he goes for the Toxic Spikes to try and set up. But I just go for another Hidden Power and take him out before he's able to get up his 2 layers of Toxic Spikes. So there goes his Tentacruel. Now he's going to send out his Latios again, and I'm going to switch out because I'm locked into Hidden Power, and that's not good. So I switch out into my Suicune, and he goes for a Draco Meteor. And I'm poisoned too, so that did a lot of damage. It did way more than I was expecting him to do because my Suicune was like a wall and stuff. So he goes for another Draco Meteor, and he takes out my Suicune. And I thought my Suicune could take him out or something, but I guess his Latios was too much. So I switch out into my back into my Glaceon, and this time I'm not locked into Hidden Power. So he goes for a Draco Meteor, trying to take me out, and I survive with 96 HP. I am able to go for the Blizzard, so I do take out his Latios. So there goes his Latios. The match is really close now. This is where it starts getting good. He sends out his Dragonite and goes for the Fire Punch. So there's no way my Glaceon could have survived that. So there goes my Glaceon. I'm going to switch back into my Gengar to do some damage here at the end of the battle. I go for Thunderbolt, and that didn't do anything. He goes for the Fire Punch. I'm able to take it at 30 HP. I thought Burn was going to kill me here, but I survive. I go for another Thunderbolt, and I was hoping for Paralyze here, and I do get it. So his Dragonite's paralyzed. He goes for the Fire Punch. So I switch on to Alakazam, which I believe is my last Pokemon. I go for the Psychic, and I take out his Dragonite. So now he's going to send out his Dusclops, and I'm going to go for the Shadow Ball, which is super effective. It will do a lot of damage no matter what. And this is pretty much the end of the battle. He goes for a Nightshade, which takes away 100 HP. So I live with 57 right now. And I go for another Shadow Ball and take out his Dusclops.